Now, a bit of personal info. When the Marvel films started to be big, I believed in the MCU. So I watched Thor in the cinema. Yeah, I went out there, bought a ticket and so on. And I was so disappointed. One, this is a small movie. This is nothing like the Hulk or Iron Man. Two, this is ugly as fuck. This is Gods of Egypt level CGI vomit. So I know I will not watch these in the theaters. It's just not worth it. Now, I have several questions related to this. But first, let me ask my main gripe with all of this. Why should I care? I'm that serious. Some alien from another planet, or the movie can decide, from another dimension, comes here, plays God, and has his own problems. If this would be a standalone film, I would say, okay, I watched it in the TV, just fine. But MCU, shouldn't it be about humans? You place the core on Earth, exclusively with humans. Why am I watching an immigrant extraterrestrial trashing our place? I don't care. And the ice giants are non-entities. They don't interact with like anything in the MCU, aside maybe the Asgardians. So they don't pose a threat to humans. So this, oh, I'm Odin, guardian of all the 9 worlds and everything, protecting them from threat. What did Odin do? Nothing! There was no ice giant invasion. Maybe aside in 900 by current era. And who knows why that happened? Because we know that Odin is a liar. An untrustworthy liar. He's a scam. Now, the good thing. I like the costume designs. And I like that the motivations are consistent. Now here comes my questions. Why are there so many ice giants? And why are so few Asgardians? What makes the Asgardians gods? What is a deity in the Marvel universe? Especially in the movie universe. Do all of them have powers? I mean, Thor has this lightning power. Odin seems to also have some. Heimdall definitely does something with it. The rest don't do anything. Why is Heimdall so different? What is the Destroyer? That doesn't seem to be from the Norse mythology. It seems to be Kali from the Hindu mythology. That's the only thing I can identify from my mythical knowledge. And it seems the movie is setting up a love triangle between the Earthwoman, Thor, and Sylph. That will be dropped instantly. Because fuck you, that's why. What are the 9 words? And is Asgard a planet? If they show it as a planet, so if Asgard is a flat Earth planet, because it's not a bowl, it's flat. How does that work? And where are the other races? We see Midgard the humans, the Asgard the gods, the Asgardian gods, the Ice Giant Niflheim. They mention like 2 others. I think one of them is the elves. Who are the elves? The Skrulls? I have no idea. And I think in the Guardians of the Galaxy there will be more than 9 races and planets. So this all overlord Odin is just another of Odin's scams? Why do the others believe it? And it's just seems the only group that has interstellar travel is thus the Guardians. How did the Ice Giants arrive to Earth if they don't have the wormhole technology, also called the Rainbow Bridge? It's just nonsense. And there are all such data, like Odin in the myth books looks decades older, with bigger bird and, you know, the facial skin and all that. And there is the problem of the hypercube. Iron Man 1 told us that Tony Stark's father designed it. Then here, it obviously seems to be inside the box of the Ice Giants. And allegedly belonged for hundreds of years to the Ice Giants. Or millions of years, or whatever. That's another question. What's the deep time in the Marvel universe, cinematic universe? Because Odin claims that he is ruling the everything since the beginning of time. But they only started to exist like in 900 CE. So what's with that? Were there dinosaurs in the MCU? How does that work? We get Hawkeye, who will be pretty much a non-character, but he will get more character development than Black Widow, let's be honest. And I think the guy had a worse career than Scarlett Johansson, so he got his own series because as payment. Not because he didn't get movie roles and other kind of roles. It's just so there is retcon running here, and we don't care about this, and the lore is just wishy-washy. What is this? Doctor Who under the Moffat era? Timey-wimey stuff? It's just nonsense. You know, I start to have the feeling that Captain America, the First Avenger, should be the first movie to someone who would just start to watch the MCU from beginning to end. That seems to be the much better starting point than anything we saw until this time, and probably ever. Now let's talk about... So, who is the villain here? There is no villain. There are the ice giants who are absolutely rightful to have a gripe. There is Thor, who is needs a character evolution. There is Loki, who is a grey figure, so he's not a super villain. There is Destroyer, which gets destroyed because why not? I didn't think it could be destroyed. The movie doesn't set it up as that's an option. Anyway, we have two 1-minute shorts. Both are great in themselves. It doesn't add much, but they are funny and well made. Greatly made, even. There is the Consultant. This is obviously happening after Iron Man 2 and before the post-credit scene of The Incredible Hulk. And there is a funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer. This happens circa before the Iron Man, Thor, before Thor. And I think it happens in between, along Iron Man 2. And we show the scene what will happen later in the movie. That's how Thor starts. So it also is after the start of Thor. The funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer. It's Agent Carltron going into a shop, a gas station, and buying some candy, and some people try to rob it, and he has some Matrix martial art, and it's funny. It's absolutely correct. So that's about this one. I really not recommend you to watch Thor unless you are into it. You really don't lose anything, but I won't take away from you if you like it. I just don't see the point. This is very bargain bin DVD.